lovely people of Jazz Tutorials and Team Awesome. I have another awesome video for you this week, and we are making a text effect. So this is inspired by a photo that I found randomly on the web. I don't remember the website name, but it was inspired by this. Obviously, I'm not going to copy their idea, but it's going to be similarities to their idea with my own little take on it. So let's get started. So we are going to start by making our first text. Now, the main text is going to be my top layer. I made the layers already so I can explain in full detail. That way it's easier for me and hopefully you understand. So I named my text layer main. We're doing jazzed. Let me get rid of that so I can explain to you what we're doing. Now, the idea behind this effect is similar to a previous tutorial that we did years back. I don't remember the name of it, but it was something like a glossy text effect type of deal. I use similar styles to that. So we're going to start with in-bevel and emboss. I have an inner bevel for my style. Smooth technique, 140% depth with a direction of up and a size of 7, soften of 4. Down here on the shading we have a 100-degree angle, no global light, and a 64-degree altitude. Anti-ally is definitely checked off. Highlight mode is white with linear light with 100% opacity, and the shadow mode is black with linear light as well, and an opacity of 30%. Then I checked off contour, and I checked off anti-allies, and I dropped the range to 40%. Down here on inner shadow, we have a white color with overlay selected, and I'm going to take that and make that 50% opacity, not 49. It's an odd number to choose. So I have a -degree angle on that with no global light. I have a distance of 5, a choke of 0, and a size of 8. Then I added an inner glow setting of white for my color choice, darkens my blend mode, and a 95% opacity. Down here we have the source of an edge with a softer technique, a 0% choke, and a 15 pixel size. And the range is 50% in case yours isn't like that, but that's what that is. Next, I added satin with a whitish color. I believe it's white. Yep, it's white. Well, yeah, it's close to white. Vivid light for my blend mode and a 30% opacity on that one. 19-degree angle, distance of 20, size of 30. And we have invert for the contour, and this one here, which is Gaussian. Gaussian is a standard Photoshop contour, so make sure you can find it. If it's not in your set, go load it. I'm 100% sure it's there. Trust me on that. Next, we're going to go and play with the gradient overlay. So I have a 90% opacity for this one just because I think that makes it look good, but you could alter that if you need to. Linear is my style and 90 degrees is my angle. So I am going to choose bright colors. So you'd want to do the same. You can change it up. I just use pink and a slight red color, but you guys could do purple, blue, green, whatever you think looks good for you, but that's my color choice there. And that's the other one over here. But you guys can make it your own if you'd like. And as you saw previously, that's what it looks like there. Pretty neat. Now we need to go ahead and make the 3D-like effect that I want to showcase. So to do that, we are going to do the same exact kind of idea. We're going to use the same styles, but on our copy layer, which I'll show you the first copy. So the very last copy layer, it's much the same. The only thing that we're doing is we're not adding a gradient. We're just adding a color overlay with white and multiply with the blend mode with an opacity of 75%. But basically the rest is much the same. Actually, the range I chose for my contour here is 70%. So that's a little bit different. Actually, you know what? Let me start from the top and work my way down, because I think this is slightly different than the other one. So just make sure that it matches mine. Styles inner bevel, technique is smooth, depth 140, directions up, size is 11 pixels, soften is 0, 90-degree angle, 60-degree altitude, no global light. Anti-allies is checked off, linear light with 100% opacity with white, and a shadow mode of linear light, 68% with a gray color. That one right there. Right. We already did the contour. You saw that. 70% anti-aliased. Inner shadow overlay with a white and 50% opacity. Global light is checked off on this one. 120 for the angle, 5 for the distance, 0 for the choke. Size is 8. Inner glow is this gray color here. Darken for the blend mode, 95% opacity. Edge softer, 0 for the choke, 15 pixels for the size. Satin, vivid light with white, 30% opacity, 19-degree angle, 20 for the distance, 30 for the size, and again, a Gaussian contour with invert selected. And then I have a drop shadow on this one to give it more of a cool effect, so I did that. Multiply for the blend mode, this gray color here, 70% opacity, no global light, but a 90-degree angle, 4 for the distance, 10 for the spread, and a size of 8, and that's that. So that's basically where we're going to be sitting right now. We have that, as you can see there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to have a couple more copies of that layer, and to give it the 3D effect, all you're going to do is use your arrow key and move it to the right slightly. But basically all of those are going to be the same effects, so you can just go ahead and do that, copy those layers, and keep moving them. Yeah, there we go. So I've only moved them slightly to the right. Now, I know some of you may know in the newer version of Photoshop, I don't have CC Cloud right now. I'm using CS6, so I don't have the 3D effects in this version for some reason. But in CC Cloud, there is a 3D effects option, and you may be able to do a better 3D effect than what I've just shown you here. So if you know how to use the 3D effects and do that, by all means, do that. Now, also what I forgot to mention in the very beginning was my font choice. Now, the font choice that I have is Arial Rounded. That, I believe, I found on dafont.com. That's a free font website. You can download all sorts of free fonts. They're great. They're amazing. I use them all the time, so definitely go on there, type it in, Arial Rounded, download that font, and then use that. So that's where we sit with our lovely text effect there, but as always, I like to go way further and make it more awesome, so I added a few things to the background. So as you noticed, we automatically have a white background, and we're going to continue playing with that background because why not? So I'm going to add another layer above the background, and this one, I'll show you step by step how I did this. I did a clouds layer. So grab your elliptical rectangle tool, set your feather to 80 pixels, and make a rectangle shape around your text. So it's going to look something kind of like that. And then on your new layer, you're going to select one of your colors that you have for your text, or a similarity of color choice. So for instance, I have red and pink in my font in my gradient, so I'm going to go with a hue of that sort. So I'm going to choose that one right there. I will go to filter, I will go to render, and I will click clouds. And it's going to place it right within that marquee, sort of. It overlays a bit, but that's okay, whatever. It overlaps, doesn't matter. So then hit D and get rid of that. And if you don't like the way the clouds look, you can always go do a Command Z or Control Z, and then go to filter and clouds again to keep refiltering different sets of clouds. It does that. So you can do that. So that's one of my layers, which is down below here. And then I did the exact same thing, but the only difference with the next layer is that I just made the rectangle smaller. So I did that. Actually, I can't show you. Well, I'm going to make a new layer and show you guys. So make a smaller rectangle. Something like that. Nope. Oh, yeah. So you gotta really make a knot. That's too small. Just kidding. Okay. So something like that. Really small and tiny. And then again, do the same thing. Filter, render clouds, but with a new color. So I selected, I believe, on my next layer, a pinkish hue, and I did that. And I have that lovely kind of background there. So that's really nifty. Now, I really want to enhance this, so I'm going to add some brushes to this, and this is optional, but I would strongly agree that you use brushes to do this effect. And the next layer is going to be, where are you? Splatter. These are splatter brushes. I only added 2, and again, I chose colors that matched kind of where I was going with the gradient text. These, I believe, where did I find them? I think I found these on brusheasy.com, but again, guys, you could use any splatter brushes you have on hand. It's totally fine. Don't gotta use my exact ones. So definitely go to brusheasy.com and type in splatter brushes and just pick some and go with it and roll with it and add any splatter type effect you want to this, but definitely I think that makes it look pretty cool, so I went with that. And the last effect that I added was a blur, and I really enjoyed this. So what we're going to do is to make the blur really cool, take your your main text layer, which is the one with the gradient, duplicate that, and move it all the way to the bottom, but above your background. So just above your backgrounds and your splatters, or no, below your splatter, excuse me. I moved mine below my splatter. You're going to go ahead and go to filter. Hold on, I actually can't show you guys because that layer is disappeared. Well, anyway, on that layer, you'll see now it's blurred there. I used motion blur, so I went to blur, and my motion blur settings were this, -56 for the angle and 180 for the distance. I clicked OK, and I got that really nifty blurry effect, and it really looks really awesome, so I loved it, and I went there. And that's where I ended the effect. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video for this week. If you did comment, if you did love the video, do hit like. I love likers. You guys are awesome. If you want to see more videos of such, definitely hit subscribe. I try to post often. Maybe not once a week, but I do post at least maybe once or twice every other week. Whatever. I post videos. That's all you need to know. Okay? If you guys have any suggestions for my channel of any sort, definitely comment below. I do my best to answer you back in a timely fashion. Yep. And if you guys have any, like, if you want me to help you out with a business logo or something of that sort, or anything business related that's not like a tutorial type of thing, you can definitely email me on my business email. You'll find that in my About Me section on my channel. Definitely email me there if you have any questions or anything related to commissionable senses. Like if you want me to create a logo for you or work on something for you, commissionable, I will certainly do that for you. So definitely email me there. I wouldn't necessarily reach out on Twitter or any of my social media because I may not answer you back as soon as you'd like. So email is the quickest way to answer from me. Or if you want, comment below and I'll contact you. Either way is fine. So thank you guys for watching this lovely video, and I will see you guys in the next video. Later!